Okay, I'm going to continue my reading through the book of Ephesians chapter 2. And I read the first 3 verses here. And just so we can have some kind of continuity here, I'm going to go ahead and read those verses again real quickly, and then we'll go on further down. But it says here, "And you hath he quickened, or made alive, who were dead in trespasses and sins, where in time past you walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now works in the children of disobedience, among whom also we all had our conversation in times past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others." I shared with you just real briefly here that Paul, or Shaul, makes reference to the fact that we were spiritually dead. And of course he's writing to believers here. He's writing to the Gentile church here at Ephesus. But these are born again believers. And he's telling them that they were once dead, but now they are made alive. And that's the reality of the truth of the matter. If you're truly born again, you are alive unto Yahuwah. And because of that, you also can begin to understand spiritual things, because it's revealed that spiritual things or spiritual truths are revealed by the Ruach HaKodesh. Because without the Ruach enlightening this word here, this book is it's really impossible to understand without the Ruach. The spiritual truths that lie within this word here are spiritually revealed by the Ruach, by the Spirit, and you have to be born of the Ruach in order to understand spiritual things. I've shared with you also that the Scripture says the natural man doesn't receive or understand spiritual things, and I'm sure you can relate to that. If you've ever tried to share spiritual truths with someone who is not born again, who does not have the Ruach HaKodesh, they may look at you like you're crazy, and you know that they're not understanding what you're trying to tell them. I've had that happen many times in my life. And so that's the reason why they don't have the Ruach. But if they will believe the word, if they'll believe the truth that's in this word here, they receive the Messiah and they receive his Ruach, then the word can begin to open up and they begin to see the truth through the Scriptures. Now Paul says that we were by nature, we were in times past, we walked according to the course of the world. That's why you and I, as believers, once we have become children of Yahuwah, then Yahuwah says, come out from among them. In other words, we are to be separate from the world. We are to separate ourselves as much as possible. I know that, it's totally, you can't just say, not have anything to do, or, as far as natural things. We all have natural things that we have to do. You have to have a job. You have to do certain things, in this earth as long as you're here. But you don't have to live like the world lives. You don't have to, be like them in their lifestyle. You can be separate from them. You can be, set apart unto Yahuwah. And he says that we were, in times past, were by nature the children of wrath, even as others. And again, when you have the proper, a sinner sins because he's a sinner. The sinning doesn't make him a sinner. He's already a sinner. He's just carrying out the actions of or deeds that he performs is because it's his nature to act that way. But the moment that a person is truly born of the Ruach HaKodesh, then we become partakers of Yahuwah's nature. Now that's why the Scripture says that we're to walk in the Ruach, and we will not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Your flesh still has tendencies to sin. Your flesh still has, wants to disobey and be in rebellion toward Yahuwah. But if you submit to the Ruach, if you allow the Spirit to dominate your life, then you can gain control over your flesh, because your flesh hasn't been redeemed yet. But what an awesome day that's going to be when redemption takes place and this mortal puts on immortality and this corruptible shall put on incorruption. Thank you for joining me this afternoon, and we'll continue our reading through the book of Ephesians on our next session. Until then, shalom.